to it. Hello, it is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate, and I am here for this week's and today's Tuesday tip at tip. I put a little sway in it this time. I'm going to be talking about short sales. All right, so I'm going to actually do a two-part on short sales. Okay, where today I'm going to be talking about buyers, the buyer side, why it may be, well, I'm not going to say why it may be good to get a short sale, but really the pros and cons of getting a short sale, the pros and cons of getting a short sale. So if you want to get one or you feel as though you want to go down that route, you know exactly what to expect, right? Which is the whole point of Tuesday Tips at 2 is to be sure that you know what you are getting into as it pertains to real estate. Okay. So the main thing that we're going to talk about first, we're going to just go through the definition of what a short sale is. And really next week, when I talk about short sales from the seller's perspective, I'm going to go into more detail what a short sale is. But for today, I'm going to kind of give really a summary and an overview. Okay. So what is a short sale? A short sale is the sale of a property, of a home for less than what the home owner owes on the mortgage. Okay. So it's the sale of a property for less than. So we talked about, comparative market analysis, and all that good stuff, home values, but a short sale is selling your home for less than what you owe on the mortgage. So therefore, when you're talking about selling it for less than what you owe on a mortgage, why are you doing this? So it's two reasons that you are doing this. One reason is you're doing it because the homeowner, right, may be far behind on their mortgage payment. So maybe they just can't pay for their mortgage. They can't catch up, whatever the case may be. Another reason, and I want you to kind of put a pin in this reason because we're going to go over that. The housing market must have gone down so much that the house is worth less than the remaining balance on the mortgage. For example, i.e., maybe you bought your home at the height of the housing market right before the recession, right? And houses were for sale really high, and maybe your home value has not reached that point as of yet. That is a reason to do a short sale. Okay. So let's go into it. Let's go into the pros and cons. Oh, right before that, I will say, so typically, again, you are putting your house up for sale. Okay. And essentially the lender has pretty much the control. Okay, so for you as the buyer, and like I said, next week I'm gonna get into this more, but you as the buyer, you're pretty much banking on the lender accepting your offer, not necessarily the seller. The seller may say, yeah, this is great, this looks good, but the lender might say, nope. They they may say no, and I'll tell you why. Okay, the whole point of the short sale also is at the end of it, um, the seller may have pretty much settled that loan amount, right? So by the time they sell the house, the lender is satisfied. They satisfied the loan, should I say? Satisfied the loan, even though, say, for example, just to throw out numbers, maybe they owed $100,000 in mortgage, but they sold the house for $90,000. But by the time that transaction is over, they have satisfied the loan, and the lender will be like, it's fine. They won't try to recoup the 10K. In some cases, they may. In other cases, they may not. It just depends on the situation. Okay, so let's move forward. I don't want to be on all day on this because, like I'm saying, I'm going to be doing a part 2 on this again from the seller side, and again we'll go more into that from what short sales are from the seller's perspective, because it's a lot. So the pros and cons as a buyer. Hello buyers, how are you? As a buyer, the pros of buying a short sale. One of them is you can get a good deal, right? You can get a good deal. So, meaning that what's owed on the house may be, well below the quote unquote market value of the home. Okay. So, say the house is worth $250,000 and it's, being sold as 100K, right? It's being sold as $150,000, right? Excuse me. So therefore, you are likely to get instant equity if you go with a short sale. Instant equity. Okay. Another pro. There's less competition, right? Short sales a lot of times can take a while to finalize, and it's not for every buyer, right? And so so you're less likely to get caught in some sort of a bidding war and things like that. 9 times out of 10, I know me as your realtor, I will definitely be having the conversation with you like, are you sure you want to go through a short sale? Let me, watch my Tuesday tip at 2 so you can understand what it is, do your research about it, because it can be a process, right? So if, the buyer is like, hey, you, the client, if you're like, absolutely, I'm willing to go through the process. This looks like a great deal or a great opportunity, then yes, right? And so not most people are not willing to do that. Most people are like, no, I want my house and I want it now. I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay. Another pro, it can be less risky than buying a foreclosed home. Okay. Homeowners continue to occupy the home and they are not as likely to neglect or destroy the property before the sale is final. Okay. Which a lot of times they happen with foreclosures, right? So with the short sale, it is a it is a is where the lender and the seller has come to the agreement where it's like, listen, I'm gonna just sell this house because I can't make the payments or whatever the reasons are, or I need to leave quickly, whatever the reasons are, I need to do a short sale. The lender and the seller has come to the decision. It's amicable, right? To do it. And so therefore it's no the seller is not like resentful or anything like that, because 9 times out of 10 it's the seller's idea, right? They came up with it, or maybe the lender suggested it, but usually it's the seller coming to the lender saying, listen, this is what needs to happen because of ABCD. Okay. With foreclosures, you're being forced out. So of course a homeowner in that case who's getting their home taken away from them, they're less likely to be excited about it, right? So you can get a foreclosure and you hear the horror stories of plumbing being out, walls being torn down, just the house being destroyed. Okay. With a short sale, that's less likely to happen. All right. So here are the cons of buying a short sale. Again, we're going back to that long and frustrating process, right? um, despite the name of it being short, it is typically not a short process because all sellers' creditors have to approve the offer, right? You may be doing a short sale because you filed for bankruptcy, right? You have to take that into consideration. And again, it is the lender's discretion as to if they're going to accept the offer. It's to their discretion. They could be like, nope, I don't want to accept it. Okay. For whatever the reason. So right. So the monies can be approved in escrow, all that good stuff. So yeah, it can be long and frustrating. Sometimes it's not worth the wait. Sometimes you might get into their property and you may feel like it's a fantastic deal and it's not. That's why it's important to do your due diligence and understand what you are getting into. Also, you may have a lot of repairs to do. Okay. It's always good to do a home inspection in regards to the property. you can ask for the lender to lower the sale price. They may or may not do that. Again, it's up to them because at the end of the day, they want to get their money back, most of it. Okay. Some other tips when it comes to short sale as it pertains to buyer. Remember, they are sold as is. So again, even though you can go to the lender and say, hey, can you lower this price? That may be an option, right? But they certainly are not going to make repairs to the home necessarily, right? Usually you're just negotiating the price. Make sure that the lower price is really worth it. Okay. So make sure that you're doing your comps. You're working with a realtor like me who will do their due diligence and doing those comps and making sure that it's worth it, right? Making sure you're truly getting a quote unquote deal. Okay. Um, the good deal factor can be influenced by the markets. Okay. So there are some properties that are being sold well above list price, all that good stuff. It pretty much goes with the idea of making sure that you are getting a quote unquote good deal. Two more. Home inspections are a must. Again, back to that. The bank is not required to reveal anything in regards to the property. Okay, because really, even though the seller may seem like they're at the face of it, they're not. It's really the lender who are giving the yeses and the nos as far as the deal. Also, last thing, research the community. If you're going to do a short sale, you want to do it for the sake of, I really, really, really want to be in this neighborhood. I really, really like it out here. This is really, really a great way for me to get into this neighborhood for less money, right? And so those are things that you must be aware of as it pertains to buying a short sale. Thanks, guys. I hope all of that made sense. Now, at the top of this, of course, you can, if you have questions, if none of it made sense, or if you have questions, you can contact me there at bit.ly/DJM consult. And you know what else I got to tell you guys about? I have my home selling workshop this Saturday at 10 a.m. Listen, I need to see your face in the place. I'm super, super duper excited about it. I have people who have registered. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing so. But there's still room. There's still more room available for you to register. So don't delay. Don't wait till the day before. Just go ahead and register. It's free. It's not costing you anything to register for the class. So please do so with haste. With haste. So that is happening again this Saturday at 10 a.m. I'm excited about it. You're going to understand what goes on in the process of home selling. Okay. What else? That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you again for joining me for today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. I will see you either this Saturday for my home selling workshop, or I will see you next week for another Tuesday tip at 2, where I'm going to be giving essentially a part 2 about short sales, but it's going to be from the seller's side. So it's going to get more in detail, more in depth in regards to short sale. So even if you're thinking about buying short sale, it's still something good for you to check out and to learn. Thank you, guys. Talk to you soon. Remember, there's no place like home. There's no place like home buying. Bye-bye.